Hello, best team ever. Dave and Becky here today with your part 3 of how to really, truly achieve your goals. So we talked about day 1 is get your why. Start with your why. Figure out why you're even wanting to work so hard to achieve these goals, how it will change your life. Step 2, we talked about visualizing it, creating a dream board or some kind of visual representation of your dreams and what you are truly aiming to achieve, so that you can see it in real life, and then your brain will help you create it and help you get there.
I thought you were going to ask me again.
I was going to, but
ready.
I was gonna say I learned
ready.
from yesterday. I didn't want to put you on the spot. So, and then step 3 is, what are we going to learn about today then, Dave?
Action plans.
Action plans, the action plan worksheet. And tell us a little bit about why this is important, or your view of, because you're so good at following through this process from the belief statement right down to the nitty-gritty, how to make it happen. Why do you love this process?
Well, I think part of it is sometimes we'll say just make a goal and maybe that's it. Maybe that's as far as some people get. But I think one analogy that I've always liked that works for that is, if you're in a battle or a war, for example, you say, hey, my goal is to win the war. And then, but you have to take it down a little bit. You have to kind of break it down more than that. Break it down to take it down. And so, so then you start to say, oh, okay, how specifically, what are we going to do? And you might say, well, we're just going to keep them up all night long, bugging them and harassing them so that they don't get any sleep and they can't, be effective warriors. I don't know anything about war, so this is all...
I was going to say, it's funny that you use this as your example, because, it's funny. But
maybe you say we're going to flame, or maybe it's, I'll just continue with the argument. Well, you guys come from this side, we'll come from this side, and that, and whatever, and those are your strategies, and so then you have to just break it down to make it effective.
But it is true, because they do say that wars are won in the strategy room or whatever, not even on the field, and so it's a good one. I'll go with that.
But that's why if you just walk away and you say we're going to win this war, you have to take it down, right? You have to get down into the details.
Yeah.
So
good.
If nothing else, that simplistically.
Good.
Is
I
an
love
example.
it.
That's the action plan.
Yeah, and like I said, Dave's really good at this, and we just did our business action plan for our business.
I'm really good, as you just saw, I'm really good at this. I don't know anything.
No, you're really good at helping to pick apart the different steps that it would take, and I mean, we took 3 full days to figure out how to achieve our goals. It was painful and beautiful all in one. But it's good, because I really feel like we figured out why we would want to be doing it and what actions. Hey, Erin. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we're a little ridiculous, but you've got us. You're stuck with us. So let's break it down. Let's take you guys on this same fun journey. So there is a great resource that I linked in our team page. I love to use things that Scentsy already provides for us in our workstation, because that way you guys can use it. We could recreate it, but 1, why reinvent the wheel, and 2, that way you can use it with your team members or with your friends, or even in your personal life, whatever you want to do. It's already created, given by Scentsy, so it's a universal tool for all of us to use. So head on over to your workstation if you haven't already and look up the action plan worksheet. I did link it, so if you didn't see that, nice and easy, and pull it up right now. So do it really quickly so we can go through it together. You can either print it out like I like to do, because I'm a paper girl, or you can download the PDF and fill it out right then as we go in your on your computer, and then print it out afterwards, and it'll be all nice and pretty instead of all this written and scratched out. But like I said, for me, that's kind of part of the process. You could even write it on a notebook if you would like, and then transfer it over so it looks nice. Whatever. For me, part of the process is it unfolds as it's happening. So, and my sister is going to come, so we're going to get a knock at the door. But so pull up your action plan worksheet and let's get started. So at the beginning, it says your name. So obviously fill that in. And then step 1 says build your belief statement. So in this, it's where do you want to be and by when. And so in this, oh, my computer just fell asleep. That's lovely. So you'll figure out that's your belief statement. It's kind of like your big goal. It might not necessarily be your overall objective for everything you ever want to do, or even your why, or even all of your dreams. This is just, it's more time bound. So think of this year, what is something that you would like to achieve this year? If you would like to achieve promoting to a certain level, or a certain number of paycheck, if that would be helpful to you, or whatever it is, like, or if you want to get an annual award, you want to earn annual sales or annual mentor, whatever it is that will get you towards your goals, figure out that. And in the belief statement, so it says, where do you want to be and by when? And I like to do things, you could do this for the next couple of months and then re-look at it and do another one for the second half of the year. You could do one for the whole year. But figure out where you want to be and why it would be important to be there, and then write it down. And in that first box, this is your belief statement. So it's an I will. Instead of just I want to or I hope to, it's an I will. I will promote to director by November. I will get the annual awards and finish it up by the end of April, because that's when the annual awards end. I will you know, whatever it is, whether it's a promotion or whatever it is. So figure out what you want and write it down right now. Where do you want to be? What are you aiming for? And by when? Like I said, I like to do it within something that's measurable, that's within the year, because I like to do my year planning. So yeah, take a quick little minute and write that down. And like I said, even if it's not perfect, for me, progress is better than perfect. So I just like to start out with where I'm at and what first comes to my mind, where am I headed for, just get it in there. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, it's got to be perfect. This has to be the right goal. This has to be the perfect strategy. Nope, just get something down. What are you aiming for? And then the next part is really fun. It's the today and your gap. So we're going to figure out where you are today. What does your team look like? What does your sales look like? What does, you know, all of that, where are you at today? And where's the gap between where you need to get to achieve that goal? So for instance, like today, if you are then there's an example scenario down at the bottom. So you can say, I'm a lead consultant with 4 frontline team members. My monthly PRV is about 500. My TWV is about 1,500 a month. My GWV is between 1,500 and 2,000 a month. Great. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to kind of look and see where you are today. And then if you don't understand the compensation plan and you don't even really know what you need to do to promote to that next level, or to director, or to star director, or whatever, give me a call and we will walk through it together. Or, oh, they took my catalog. I usually have a catalog sitting right here with the compensation in the back. Or pull up the compensation plan in the back of your catalog, or there are lots of compensation plan trainings either on my YouTube channel, I can relink it again, or within the workstation of the training center, and it will teach you how to look at that compensation plan to help you figure out what do you need to, what are the 3 things that you need to reach the next level. So there we go. So that's your gap. So fill out where you are today, and then what's the gap? What's missing from where you need to be able to achieve that goal? Okay, and like I said, if I'm going way too fast, that's probably on purpose, because that way you can just stop and pause me later and go back and rewatch it. So yeah, take all the time that you need to figure this out. But if you know, like, for mine, I did this when I was trying to promote to superstar director. So my belief statement, just for an example, I said, I will promote to SSD. Remember, your belief statement is, I will promote, I will achieve, I will reach, whatever, because you're building that belief within yourself first. I will promote to SSD. So today, I am a star director. I have 3 directors. I did at that time, and then I wrote out who they were. My GWV was plenty, and my TWV was always plenty. So those were where I was at. The only thing missing was just that one extra frontline director. So then I could say the gap is, I need another first generation director. And I said that I wanted 2 just to make it nice and solid. But again, what was really missing was just that first generation director. All of my other numbers were fine. My PRV was fine, my team wholesale volume was fine, and my group wholesale volume was already at those levels to where I could reach that goal. So all I needed was just that other first generation director. And I wrote down, just for my own, I wrote down some potentials who I had been working with at that time, who would help get me there. So that was my where I am today and the gap. And then let's go down to the next part. This part is where you're identifying your goals, your SMART goals, or your, mine says my focus statement, or this is your strategies. This is what you're going to do to get there. So if you need to recruit more frontline consultants, well, then that is something that you'll need to do. So you look at that gap and what's missing. Maybe it's that you need to help your team recruit or promote more, or you need to gather more team members so that your group wholesale volume can be bigger, or whatever else it is. There's a lot of different ways. So look at that gap and what is missing. And then now this is, okay, what are the goals that you're going to do, or the strategies that will help get you to achieve that? So for example, like I said, there's 3 pillars to any kind of promotion or even being paid at title. It's your own personal sales, so that's your PRV, has to be at least 500 every single month. If you're not able to reach that, then even if everything else is in there, you won't get it. So all 3 of these have to be met. So at least 500. And if you're going for a promotion, honestly, it's going to be a lot more than that, most likely, to help get you there, but that's the requirement, 500 PRV. So that's the first thing to look at. Am I doing that consistently? The second thing is active frontline members. That has to be, again, that's the second tier, the second key that'll unlock any of your promotions or even being paid at title once you reach that. So if you have enough people, but they're not active enough, or they aren't super active at running their business, or sometimes they're active, but it's hit or miss, that's totally okay. Everybody has different goals for their business, but that just helps you realize, okay, I don't want to be bugging them and saying, you have to do this so I can reach my goal. That's not right either. So then that means, okay, I just need to recruit more and grow my team. And then the third thing is the team or the group wholesale volume, which is your TWV or your GWV. So you look at that and you say, okay, my team wholesale volume right now is the same because it's my group and my team. Once you promote a director underneath you, that's when your TWV and your GWV will be different, because you'll still have that volume for that group of yours that kind of peeled off that director, but her team won't be adding to your team wholesale volume. So that's where those 2 kind of come into play and are different. And so for when you first promote to director, you know, like I said, you'll need those numbers. So look at that. Is your volume enough to sustain you? So there's a couple of different avenues you could take to get that volume. If your volume is what is missing, then you can say, well, okay, obviously I need to grow my team size, because that will be easier for all of us to get that team number, because it's kind of like a bucket, and the more team members you have, the easier it is to reach and sustain those team member requirements. Or it's I need to get those who are already in there to be more active. So maybe I could run some team incentives, or do some training, or do some coaching one-on-one, whatever it is that is going to help you. Yeah, Erin already knows she needs more volume. So then what is your strategy? What can you do with the team that you have now, as well as what would you like it to look like in the future? If that, like I said, if that means that you need to personally just recruit more because your own team is more of hobbyists, like I said, that's totally fine. We are not in the business of pushing anybody to do something that they don't want to do, or making them work hard for your goals. The best way is if you can help them reach and identify their own goals and go through the action plan and worksheet with them, then they're going towards their own goals. For example, if you're trying to get to a director, if you have 4 of your own team members who are each working to be paid at even just star level, guess what? 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. Each of their team wholesale volumes will naturally roll up to get you to your 10,000 team. So the best way to help your team, or to reach your own goals, is to help your team make and reach their goals. So that way, like I said, you're not pushing or pulling them, you're partnering with them to help them achieve your goals, which then helps you achieve your goals. So, and if their goals are very low because their needs are low, or it's just not that time in your life, again, realize they get to make that choice. They have that freedom, and that's not what we're in the business to do, is to make people perform at a certain level. Sensi even allows them to stay on and not even be active every single month. So again, who are we to push them into that? Now, if they want to, and if they have goals, and if they're going, then yes, let's help them. There are ways to encourage them, coach them, mentor them, inspire them, motivate them. But if it's just that they just really aren't wanting it, that's okay. Let's just look for those who do, or who want to run a business, or who need this in their life. And then it's amazing how much even just one motivated team member can really, truly change your whole business. So, so take an inventory of where you are, and then write your SMART goals. So there are even some good examples in this example scenario. That's why it takes 2 pages on this action plan worksheet, because a lot of it is kind of walking you through like I just did. So if you know that your 500 PRV is there, okay, great. That you could use that as a SMART goal to increase that if you're thinking that more PRV equals more parties, which equals being in front of more people, which equals more parties flipped, or more host kits, or more recruiting conversations. If that's your kind of your river of flow, that's totally fine. Then yes, increasing your PRV really can go to increasing your team, as well as obviously that'll go to your team wholesale volume as well. So that's a fine strategy to take if that's how you want to do it, and say, I'm going to totally increase my own sales in hopes of, and with the plans of, asking every host to flip, or offering that host kit to even just any other customers, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of ways, and that's what I love about this business, is there are a lot of ways to really run it how you want to and really have success. So think about your SMART goals. So this person who's working towards director, she said, I will first focus on promoting to superstar consultant, which again, you can if you want, but you can also bypass superstar consultant and double promote or triple promote, So if you really are hustling and you get this team growing, you don't have to get one before you can get another. So that's what this person is doing, which is a fine step if you'd like to take the stepping stone. Or you can just say, to promote to director this year, I need to promote to star and superstar and director. Like I said, sky's the limit, dream big, and focus on your plan, and it will happen no matter what you want it to happen. You can make it happen. So in order to promote to superstar consultant this year, she said she will host 4 party orders each month. Notice it's a number and it's a date. It's specific what she will do. She will enroll 2 new team members each month. So again, that's not saying how she's going to get those party orders, or where she's going to find those new team members. That'll be in the action plan. That'll be in the tactics that we'll do in the very next step. Right now, it's just the goal of, what do you need to do to reach those pillars of sales and active team member and volume? What are you going to do to reach those? She says she's going to enter 4 party orders each month. She's going to enroll 2 new team members each month, and she's going to help at least half of my new team members reach certified consultant by their 3rd month. So those are measurable and they are time bound. So that's why they say the SMART goals. They're specific, they're measurable, they're achievable. So it's something that you can do, and they're relevant, meaning it's something that will be relevant towards closing that gap and reaching your goal, and they're time bound. So write some of your SMART goals below. What are the things that you need to do? Like 2 recruits a month, or like even annual mentor, because that will then, you'll break it down. Okay, if you need 30 in the year, or 14 in the year, sorry, it's 30,000 for sales, 14 in the year, and if you figure that generally half of yours will be certified, then you need 14 times 2, which is 28. So then you need to divide that by how many months. You know what I mean? So use a little bit of math in there to figure out what you do. Or if you're like, I need to go for the gusto, I'm going to set my sights at 4 recruits every month because I want 1 a week. Whatever it is, that's your strategy. How are you going to get there? So that's where you would talk about if you want to retain your team members through the 1st month, or you're going to help a certain amount of them get to level 3, sensational start, or every single one that you join, it's your goal to get them to shooting star, because that will get 500 more for your team wholesale volume or whatever. So again, figure out what your SMART goals are to be able to help you get there. And now, like I said, I know that I'm going through this way too fast, but I'm going to let you kind of think about it and work on it on your own. But this will just introduce you to the concept and walk you through it so that you can be done. So now we're getting to our last and final section of it, and this is where you actually create your action plan. These are the actions you're going to take to be able to reach those strategies, which will then close that gap and fill that goal, and then your belief statement will happen. So again, you can't not work it out when you do it like this, because you literally know where you're going, what you're missing, and what you're going to do to get there. And then you just have to adjust along the way So if you said, I'm going to recruit 2 every month, and that was your strategy, that was your SMART goal. Now this is where you say, okay, this is your action plan. What actions are you going to take that will get you to those 2 recruits? Or what actions are you going to take that will get you to your annual mentor, or that will get you to retaining everybody, or helping everybody to shooting star, or whatever it is that you decided you wanted to create for your SMART goals. This is where you decide. This is where the rubber hits the road. And this part is going to change a lot more than the other ones, because the gap will always be the gap. And your focus, your strategies, your SMART goals, those are already what you decided need to be done to get you there. So, but these actions, this action plan, these tactics, these are ones that can kind of ebb and flow as you try something and that didn't work. Okay, then let's try this for a couple months, or, so you decide what you want to do. So, your action plan details the steps you need to take to reach your goals. That's the specific. Those are the actions. So like, what will you do? What tools or resources will you use? What skills will you develop to help you be more effective? Who will help you? And what challenges and obstacles should you prepare for? It's just kind of wrapping your mind around, okay, now that we've set our goal, we've set that standard, we know where we're headed, we know kind of some benchmarks that'll help get us there, and how are we going to get there? Okay, again, what do I need to help make sure that I can make these happen? So, examples: to enter 4 party orders each month, I'll invite 5 people each week to book a party using the Booking Blitz guide from the training section of my workstation. Again, if that's what you'd like to do, that's a great resource. Another example is to enroll 2 new team members each month. I'll initiate 10 conversations about the Scentsy business opportunity each week. And then they go further and they say, I'll prepare for people saying no, and I will know how to respond accordingly by developing my communication skills. I'll discuss the party flipping option with each of my party hosts and share the opportunity with all party guests. So again, those are actionable things. So this is the part where you can control. You can't control if each of those hosts will sign up. You can't even control if each of those new recruits will get their shooting star. That's just benchmarks for you to be aiming toward, but these are actions that you can control. What will you do? You'll book so many parties each week. You'll talk to so many people about the opportunity. You'll go through the process. You'll learn a new skill. You'll practice role playing, whatever it is that's going to get you there. Whatever actions. Like for mine, I had a bacon event or group calls for recruiting because I decided that I needed to help my team members to promote, and then that would help me promote. So talking about, some of my tactics, or more YouTube videos because I decided I wanted to be able to attract the right people who would want to join my team because they're, attracted to my personality or the way that I do it, and they want the support that I would lead. So then that way it's good for them, good for me. And so one of my tactics that I decided would be helpful would be for me to have other people see me. And one way that I wanted to do that was through increasing my YouTube videos friends. So again, it's something that you can do, that you have control over. And then you write down those tactics. Like I said, you can brainstorm a lot of different tactics and then kind of star the ones that you want to start with, or even number them in order of importance about, which ones. I always like to just kind of spill everything, all the possibilities that I think of. And then the ones that kind of give a little spark in my heart, that give me a little excitement of, oh, I could try this. That's where I start. Or if you just are missing only a bunch of volume, try a fundraiser or try, something else. So again, figure out what will work for you and what tactics you would like to take. And then you can stretch yourself a little bit. Hey, welcome back. You can stretch yourself a little bit and then try to, you got me all flustered.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. And then you can try to stretch yourself a little bit and try something that might not be within your comfort zone, or that might not be something that you're immediately drawn to, but the more you stretch, yeah. But the more you start with the things that are low-hanging fruit, the things that are already there and comfortable for you, that you could just do quickly or that you already know how to do, start with those. So then you see progress. You can either check things off your list, or if nothing else, you can already see some progress with your goals and the tactics that you were using to get there. So if any of you have any questions, you can either reach out privately to us, or you can post them on the team page and let's discuss it together. I love this action plan. Like I said, I've been using this. I've used it multiple times. I couldn't find this leader action plan one, so I will look for it because This kind of takes it to the next step. But the action plan worksheet that you have on your workstation that I could find in the training center is excellent. And it really helps you figure out where do you need to go, what's missing, and what steps are you going to take to get there, your specific actions. The thing I love about that is you get to celebrate what you can control. We can't always control how many people actually do what we're aiming to have them do or whatever, but we can absolutely control our own actions that will help lead to those goals that we need to fulfill. So anything you wanted to say, anything to add about strategies towards reaching your goals? Or
well, I guess don't overlook this part, right? Because simply if you just say, I'm going to win the war without any strategies or action plans, then you will never win the war. And that's why so many people get frustrated with direct selling or making New Year's resolutions, because they'll write down, today or this year, I'm going to
lose 20 pounds or run a marathon.
Run 20 pounds or run a marathon. And that's as far as they get.
Or read 100 books. You know?
They don't break it down. They don't get into the strategies. It's just, at that point, it's really just kind of a hope. So this helps you and guides you through really identifying, okay, what am I going to do to lose the 20 pounds, right? Maybe even creating a timeline, like it says in that thing. By March, I'm going to have lost 4 pounds. And then by July, another 3 or 4, or whatever, so that you can actually kind of celebrate throughout the year. So
and then you break it down with this. You can even use this action plan. It doesn't have to be Sensi specific. This is Sensi provided, but again, you can use the same format to break down any goals that you're trying to do, because it helps you see where you need to go and specific actions. What are you going to do to get you there, and what are your tactics? And like I said, you can't necessarily control if you lose those 20 pounds, because sometimes your body just goes crazy. But you can definitely control the tactics, the actions you're going to use to help get you closer to that goal. So anyway, you guys are great. Goal setting is so important because it will help you keep your momentum. It will help you truly make your business the life-changing experience that it really can be, because this is how you make your goals and your dreams that we already spent the time figuring out where we're wanting to go and spending the time dreaming. What does my dream life look like? This, my friends, is how you get there, how you make it happen, how you won't be making the same goal next year. You'll be able to move on to new goals because you've not only seen what can happen, believed that it's going to happen, I will do this, but then all you have to do is just follow that map, follow that road, that guide. I don't remember what I was going to say, that roadmap. And like I said, if you need to change the actions that you're taking because those aren't going well, or you're hitting a roadblock, well, remember how I said just kind of brain dump on the action list? Well, find another one and say, I'll try this. Anyway, we love you guys. Here's to a great, great year. I love that we get to start out dreaming big, and now let's put it into place. We believe in you. So if you need to borrow some belief, we absolutely believe in you. We know you can do it, and you can believe in us that we're here to help you get there. So reach out to us if you're having a roadblock, or reach out to each other. Lots of times there'll be somebody that's right in your same spot that's on our team who would love to work it out with you and kind of get over those speed bumps together. So, but the important thing is move forward. That will give you the self-esteem that this business can truly create, and the self-development that is a beautiful part of creating a business. It's not only a way to make money and provide a better life for you and create all your dreams, but it helps you to be a person who makes a goal, sets a goal, and actually sticks with it. Isn't that great to be somebody who does what you set out to do? I think that's beautiful. And we have all the tools to help us get there. So,
well, and that creates success,
yes,
which creates momentum. And so,
yes,
if you're telling yourself, I want to do this by the end of the year, I want to reach director or whatever it is, then if you have these marker points and this with the timeline and these action items, whatever I don't remember what you guys call them, but or no, that's
the action plan.
Action plan.
Yeah, the tactics.
Right. Then on a monthly basis, you can celebrate successes
and check in with yourself, and if they need to be adjusted. But like you said, you're so much better at celebrating successes because I'm just like, yeah, but I still have all these rest of these things to do. No, you can celebrate because again, you're like, I did that consistently this month. And even if you're going to keep doing it next month, you have a marker to say and to look back at where you've come. So even if you're not quite at the top of that mountain goal yet, you've already climbed a little bit, and that's very important.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
And that creates momentum, right?
And momentum is so important. So.
Yep.
Great.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Here's to achieving all of your goals, and we will talk to you guys soon.